All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Cyrus Seti. Kick back. Get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. It's going down tomorrow, family. The Black Biblical Heritage live stream. Of course, it's going to be off the chain, esoterical, occult, breakdown, into some of the most extraordinary aspects of the book, highlighting African origins, mystery system, ancient Egyptian mystery system hidden within the book. You want to be in the house? Click that link right down in the video description. Also in the chat, it's going to be off the chain, family. Most definitely be in the house. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to the Sarah Seti YouTube page, the dynamic page. Y'all know what it is, Black Power frequency, energy. Feeling that frequency and energy, you should most definitely become a member. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarah Seti YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. Ring the alarm, kingseti.com. Online marketplace, official General Cyrus Seti DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, and hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house, 25% off selected items at this time. Save and shop, shop and save. kingseti.com, family. Y'all already know what it is. Pull the fire alarm, generalseti.com, SETI University, over 1,200. I even dropped some new joints on there today. 1,200 videos of pure heat presented by General SETI himself. All the subjects you know and love from the General. Also, we got the master teachers, information, lectures, documentaries, book lists, so on and so forth, plus an overview from the General on the Grand Master teachers, giving you 360 degrees of African academics that cannot be compared to by any other website on the planet. Guaranteed. Get over there today, generalseti.com, SETI University. And you already know SETI popping on Patreon, BPC making noise. We never calm. Exclusive live stream, too hot to handle on YouTube, or just so exquisite. We keep it for our family on Patreon. And we got some fire on Patreon too. Purify. Matter of fact, I'm going on there tonight. And we're gonna be dealing with the gene editing. And if you ain't down with the gene editing, you messing around with too many of these goddamn comic book niggas. And you ain't getting that up in your face scientific hazards and genocidal plans that being put down on our people and the world. And so you better tune on in before it's too late. They've been grafted your ass and you be sitting right there in the living room in the chair. You don't even know you're grafted. So we better wake up now. So get on over there, Patreon, and get a hold to that fire. Make sure and to all the family out there. I want to say that I thank you and appreciate all donations that have been given to the General. You already know we got to keep this online for the family because ain't nobody out here putting it down for our people like it need to be put down. And so we have to keep these types of YouTube pages and all other forms of platforms that spitting truth and fire to our people. So I appreciate all donations. Any of the family out there want to donate, the link right in the video description in the chat. I believe it's at the top of the chat. Feel free, and I thank you ahead of time. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarah Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment, comment, comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. Now we back. We back. And this is what I'm talking about where, no niggas go. You see, because they scared. I'm not scared. Never have been, never will be. You see, we talking about Arab, Islamic extremists causing havoc not only in West Africa, but all over goddamn Africa. You see, this is not being discussed because too many of you niggas romanticize with Islam. See? Too many of you niggas over here romanticize with Islam. and that is all good. But they don't say nothing about, you got, we when we talk about ISIS, a lot of people think, oh, ISIL, ISIS. You see, they think Iraq. They think, even if they don't even think about that. Matter of fact, these niggas ain't got no knowledge of that whatsoever. Maybe some of the Islamic niggas, I don't even believe a lot of them know what it is. You see, they go do their prayers and get their little oils and incenses and shit, and and get their pies and shit, get their bean pies and shit, wrap their head up, but they don't come down here and deal with the fact that Islam is terrorizing and destroying Africa. You see, destroying Africa, trying to force this radicalism, extremism on Africa by bloodshed. I don't want you niggas to tell me it ain't true. You don't hear these niggas step up and speak on it because they too busy trying to romanticize, you see, Islam to the people. You see, this is what it's about. And so, as I started to do my studies, I said, you know what? That's why, and then and I'm gonna get on some of these niggas out here. Yeah, I see you niggas, even over the water. Yeah, you got these so-called wannabe revolutionary niggas. And the first red flag that go up for me is a nigga that support Palestine. I say, what? Now, if you's a nigga and you don't know nothing, and you just say, you one of them, let me make a what they call them when you go out there and march and shit. You make you one of them little protest signs. You get out there and you just march and you just put whatever the hell you want to put on the sign, and you get out in the crowd because you want to make it. You feel like you doing something. Look what's going on in Palestine. And the same motherfuckers that's in Palestine, they link to all these groups in Africa. And it's a lot of them that's connected to either ISIS, ISIL, or Al-Qaeda. You see, one of them. And they doing all type of hits. They doing all type of terrorist attacks right inside of Africa. Now, let me tell y'all up front. This is what it's boiling down to. Many of these groups, ISIL, ISIS, and we're going to get into them, they done been run out of certain areas over there in quote unquote the Middle East. You see, you had ISIL. They was called ISIS, but they call them ISIL. You see, and we're going to get into the abbreviations. They was in Iraq. They was in Syria. They done been run out of over there. And so many of these groups want to make their headquarters in Africa. You see, the white era. Okay? And this is what and again, and nobody's, and I'm telling you this. And many of them, just like this one guy, this one Arab, that's all he is, and I'm gonna call them Arabs, nigga. Don't come in here talking about these is Arabs. And they attacking in Mali, they attacking in Nigeria, they attacking in Burkina Faso, they attacking in all of these areas. They totally destroy, and we're gonna talk about that in a minute. Timbuktu, I mean, totally destroyed. They had to go in there and rebuild Timbuktu because these nothing ass Arabs, I'm gonna say that. Let me, because for the sake of, we say Muslim extremists. Okay? And I don't have no problem with that, because not that I really give a fuck. Just so that they say, they don't say I'm just being I accuse everybody. You know what I'm saying? There's some good ones out there. So, that's what they say. So I can't, condemn everybody. But you know how I really feel. So, and you know, they in so you can look back here and you can see where it's saying ISIS taking over swaths of Africa. Okay. All they in Libya, they in Tunisia, Algeria, Mali. Matter of fact, family, before I click out, let me get my cord. Hold on, family. We back, family. Yeah, had to, I'm always leaving my core. Yeah, so we, we most definitely going, on this channel. I don't know. I know y'all like to go over there where on the other channels where these niggas is having the honeymoon network. You know what I'm saying? They talking about all type of frivolous shit. You see? Yeah, yeah. We in the house. We in the house. Okay, I see Ray in there. All right, Ray. I see you, brother. Yeah, let me get on in here. Let me get on here and get this. Let me get this one keynote up. Okay, here we go. And bear with me, family, because I'm just starting my, you know, well, I'm gonna be going off on these motherfuckers. Believe me, man, I ain't scared of nothing. Somebody got to speak up for the people. Somebody got to speak up for the people. Okay, yeah, let me get up in here. Nah, like I said, and we're gonna be dealing with I'm putting their ass on black. Yeah, yeah, come on in. I got nothing but facts on their ass. Yeah, so this guy right here, Ayad Ag Ghali. Okay, Ayad Ag Ghali. Okay, now this Arab, okay, that's what he is, an Arab. He has protection in southern Algeria because when he do his dirt, he flee. That just show you how the Algerians. You see them Arabs up there in Algeria giving a lot of them motherfuckers refuge. A lot of them northern where the Arabs is at. You see, they come down into West Africa, and it's been thousands, over 1,000 years that they done been there. I ain't gonna say 1,000. It's been close to 1,000. They done been in West Africa. It's been almost 1,000. I would think so. Almost, yeah. And so, yeah, and see the flag that he flying. Now he the one causing all the chaos. You see, in Mali. You see? And we're gonna talk deep because see, this guy right here is They are this particular group. They call them Ansar Deen in Mali. You know, they some say they're Al Qaeda affiliate, but the flag seemed to be ISIL. Okay, now they, we trying to be on point when we say what we say, because it seemed to be some beefing had been going on with ISIL. Okay, and so you see right here, you see this is the ISIS flag, and the other one is the Al Qaeda flag. Okay, let me get back up here. Yeah, let me get back up here. I'm tightening this shit up. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so you see down there that he operate in Mali, and so you see he's flying behind him. He's flying the ISIS flag. Nah, it had to been under his command. It had to been under his command that this piece of shit right here to the right, he was responsible for the assault on Timbuktu, where they went in, and I'm gonna show y'all later, and they destroyed, I believe, 9 of the mausoleums that was there. Now, Timbuktu, they practice a Sufi Islam. Okay, they practice a Sufism. Now, what is a Sufism? They have kept some of the traditional African culture, spiritual concepts, and really it ain't the fact that white Arabs don't have saints, because they got their little saints where they got a mosque to this Ali and this, that, and all the mosques to all, they particular saints. They just don't want black people to highlight African saints. So Timbuktu is known as the city of 333 saints. And so, not only their shrines. And so a shrine, an individual, that means people come from all over to these shrines, and these shrines are holy. You see, they come, they sing, they pray, they commune with the ancestors. And so when you talk about Sharia in Islam, that's strict. That's what they consider strict. Okay? That's all the shit that they didn't compile that they don't want you to do. You understand what I'm saying? That they don't want you to do. And so if they, anything that they consider outside of the framework of the Quran, then they consider that shit haram. That is forbidden. You see what I'm saying? And so they saw, and they even burnt the books. They even burnt the books. Okay? And so it was at the command of this nothing ass nigga to the left. I don't give a goddamn about it. You see? At all. Let me get that shit out of there. Let me get that out of here. Writings out of there. So this is the group that they call, one of the groups that they call Ansar Divine. Now, you got, you got all type of militants. I'm breaking this one map down. You see, and these is all you see AQM, AQIM. And so I believe I got to get the I had what that meant. but it has something to do with the Maghreb, Al Qaeda in the Maghreb, and they consider the Maghreb the West, Maghreb, the West. So they consider that to be West Africa. And so you see all of these groups, and I'm going to be breaking these groups down right there. It's right there. Al Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb. You see, and that's that's what they call the AQIM. That's all those in the red groups. You see, so you see they in Algeria. Then you come down here and you see Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger. You see these groups that's operating down in those in all of the damn attacks that are going on. Let me look at this. Now they got a lot going on in their own country now. You see right here the ramifications of Al Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula and Al Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb. That's in Africa. You see? And so you see right there, Algeria, you see number of attacks, 168, deaths, 594. So, they look at, y'all in here, y'all in Africa, y'all living better than, you got better than us. Y'all got all this land that y'all done stole. You ain't sharing. Y'all over here living in Western and shit. Yeah, y'all dress, when they talk about even dressing up in goddamn European clothes, is considered haram. You see? So when they look up there and they see them niggas, them Arabs wearing suits and Western clothes, they consider that to be haram. Okay? So you see Mauritania, Niger, Mali, but them numbers is far up. You see, I don't know where they get these numbers from, but I'm just showing you. You see, when you see here, Islamic violence in the world, 1979, this just the 2000. Now, this is a little, but just to show you, when you say Middle East and North Africa, now, this done ramped up a whole lot. You see Sub-Saharan Africa, that didn't jumped up a whole lot. Okay, matter of fact, now this is Boko Haram. That's, doing a lot of what's going on, the attacks in Nigeria. So you talking about they've been operating from 2009 to 2019. They didn't had over 22,000 something deaths. You see, 22 some thousand deaths. And see, you got to even understand, and like I said, I'm going to be breaking these guys down. Even Boko Haram that's in Nigeria, when you look at their flag, you see this guy, they got the ISIL flag. You see? Now, let me show y'all who's running this shit now. You see? Because they in what you call a caliphate. You see, where they, everybody is under the leadership of one caliph. It's almost like the Pope. You see, it's almost like the Pope in Islam, where everybody is up under one leader. Now, when it first jumped off, where is he at? Here he is, right here. Right here. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, self-proclaimed caliph. Okay, so anybody that pledged to ISIL, this was their head. You see, this was their head. So when you talking about, you talking about these guys in goddamn Africa and shit that's flying these flags right there. Now they didn't knock him off. They didn't knock him off, but of course they always got somebody else that taking their place. You see it, as you can see in here, you see these guys right here. These are some of the heads. that's causing all this bullshit after in Mali and Burkina Faso. These is white Arabs at the head of the shit. You see what I'm saying? I want y'all to know that at the head of it in Africa, causing turmoil all through Africa, trying to seize land, committing all type of terrorist attacks. You see, and then you got these niggas so confused in their mind that they actually, to go and destroy Timbuktu. Now, some of them niggas, they wasn't even, I guess it probably was some niggas in there. I'm quite sure it was. But you see, you got the white Arab, you got these mixed breed niggas, and they're not Africans. I don't I'm just gonna be straight up and down. I treat them just like they white Arabs. Because they say they Arabs. Okay, I'm just gonna be real with you. And so I'm gonna meet him halfway. I ain't trying to say he's an African or nothing. You can look at him, cause looks can be deceiving. I go with the mind. So a man or a woman think of in their heart and mind, so is he and she. I don't goddamn go outside of that. You see, so we got to be straight up and down when we identify these motherfuckers. And they say they Arabs, and that's how I'm gonna treat they ass. You see, but as at the head, is nothing but white Arabs. You see, and so here's another one right here. Now I think they done knocked his ass off too. You know what I'm saying? They done knocked his ass off too. He was one of the higher ups. This is in the I believe Ansar Deen. You see, now and he committed some type of attack on some, I don't know if it was oil wells or whatever, and they went on ahead and knocked his ass off too. So if they can find their ass, matter of fact, here it is right here. Let me see what his name was. I don't know which one. And matter of fact, he might not have been with Ansar Divine. He might have been with this other one. Al Mortab Tabitun. Morab Tabitun. And I as I get off into it, so this is another group over there. Okay. Let me see. Algerian. And I believe they got one of them old, in between. Okay, but you can see right there, Algerian. And but suicide car bombing in Gaio, Mali, attack on the beach town, Cote d'Ivoire, and I ain't into all that, and then you got another January attack, Burkina Faso, you see, attack on Radisson Hotel in Bamako, Mali, 170 hostages. So you got these white Arabs and mixed breed niggas committing terrorist attacks on African soil. You see, I don't know why this is, it's so much shit that we need to touch on. And sometimes I myself, I'm so, and I got knowledge in a lot of things, but I had to come back to the groundwork, the political groundwork, and plug in. And now I'm plugging in and I'm seeing, like, what kind of shit is this? Why is this shit not being talked about? And, it's some niggas in Africa, and I'm gonna zone in on their ass real soon. They supposed to be black revolutionary leaders. And like I said, the red flag go up when I hear niggas start talking about this Palestine shit. See? Because, that's why I went into Palestine, because I said, yeah, let me go on over here. Because usually when I start one place, what I start do, I always start connecting links. You see? I always start connecting links. And so what I didn't do is plug Hamas in. I know they connected to Iran, but I want to see if these groups, have a presence in Iran. I know that ISIL had a presence in Syria. Okay. And I know that Iran also has a presence in Syria, but a lot of times you have all these factions within Islam and they competing against one another. Al Qaeda and ISIL is competing. You see, they're competing, they're not together. Okay. And so we have to understand. Now you even got this guy, Amadou Kufa. Okay. He's a Malian Fulani, okay, active in central Mali and northern Burkina Faso. He didn't had here, he didn't had attacks all across Mali, but I got to see who he connected to. Matter of fact, let me see if he pop up on this one down here. Okay, Messina Liberation Front. There it is, right there. See, right there. Yeah, he's down with Al Qaeda. He's down with Al Qaeda. That's who he down with. He's down with Al Qaeda. So you got and when you go, all you have to do is go to the head. Now, so now you got all these, these Islamic niggas that ain't got no loyalty to Africa. Their loyalty is to Islam, not just to Islam, radical, extremist Islam. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you can live, I mean, because you got some African Muslims, just like the Temple, who Sufi, they live within the broader understanding of African culture and heritage. They don't try to if you listen to the lecture by Dr. John Henry Clark, the Grand Master. You see, the Grand Master of Grand Masters, when he teach on Islam, go get that one. Matter of fact, I got it on generalseti.com, SETI University, where he breaks that down, where he talks about how certain groups in Africa, they, even though they was Muslim, they knew what to keep and what, as far as the African traditions. Now, me, myself, I wouldn't keep a damn thing. I'll throw it all away. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't know if it's so powerful in that area of the world that it's going to take a long time to get it out of there. And so people do what they can to balance Islam. They balance the African culture, and it's for them, they make it work. And so they made it work. They kept a lot of things in Timbuktu that was traditionally African. When you talk about Sufism, like I say, you got certain family that they wear a lot of the medallions, just like we do. They might say we Sufis, and we are. You talk about the wool. You talking about those with the divine wool, okay? That mean the hair on our head, and we'll get off into that on a different level. You see, so this is some of the things. They wear traditional African clothing with a lot of the colors. They don't like that. You see? Yeah. And wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me state this. We understand that some of the groups that's doing the work today, yeah, they were in league with the United States. You see, they were in league with the United. They not in league with the U.S. no more. You see what I'm saying? And so it's a whole lot of groups that were in league. Yes, when Bin Laden was fighting against the Russians, you see what I'm saying? Yes, they did support Bin Laden, but they sold his ass out before he could get out of there. So his allegiance with the U.S. ended in goddamn in Afghanistan. Okay. what they doing today, matter of fact, you got Al-Zawahiri, whatever his name, Al-Zawahiri, who was his second in command. I believe he's the one that's over there running it now. You see? And so, what I see they putting down over there is Sharia. Okay? US, you gonna see if the US got their hands on it, you see, they go, they got their oppression in colonialism. It come, with a different package. All of it is oppression. You see, all of that. They got, all of the, come with a different bow on it. It's all oppression. But see, what we dealing with over there today, you see, they fighting the West. That ain't just U.S. That's, see, because we don't want to get this shit. We talking about extremist Islam. Extremist Islam have been damaging Africa before the West. See, we got to understand that we can't blame. Yeah, we know the West. We know, and we always talk about the West. And see, the thing is, when we talk about the West and don't talk about extremist Islam, that's a disservice. That's a disservice because the Arab was already in Africa before the goddamn European. Bloodshed. You see? Bloodshed. And so they did create, but extremist Islam, the West did not create extremist Islam. When goddamn Islam came to Africa, it was already extremists. The shit that they doing today, they was doing at the time of Muhammad. Okay? And the West didn't have nothing to do with that. So when I want to be clear, because if we think it's all the West, we won't address this situation as it needs to be addressed. You got two factions coming out the same cave. You see what I'm saying? That are fighting against one another. And sometimes you got to zoom, you got to focus in on the enemy that's in front of you. You got to look at his specifics. You can't be saying this, that, and no. This is something specific that we need to deal with. You see? And, we got more than one fight. That's all that we saying. We're not saying we ain't got no fight with the West. We do. But that's all we talk about is the West. Ain't nobody talking about extremist Islam and what they doing to Africa. Nobody's talking about that because I don't know if the niggas is scared. You see? Oh, scared. I don't know what the fuck it is, but we're going to talk about it all. And so I know that's a good comment. And you're right. They did create. They supported it. You see? He already had his, them fighters already had their agenda. You understand what? And the West supported them, but that relationship been over since goddamn Afghanistan. You see what I'm saying? They done moved on. They got all other agendas now. Shit, they've been attacking the goddamn West because they feel that the West sold them out. You see what I'm saying? Sold them. They always selling them damn Arabs out. That's just like when we talk about the Middle East and when they went to the Arab. You see, when they was fighting World War I and they was fighting against the Turks and they was fighting against Germany. They had pledged to them Arabs then. They didn't have no nation. They was under the Turks. And Britain convinced them that if they fight with Britain and help to overthrow the Turks, that they was going to give them all that land down there. You understand what you call Arabia today? Britain didn't do that. Sold their ass out then. They controlled the land, controlled the oil, put them in some little puppet positions. You see what I'm saying? Sold their ass out then. So, that's what it is. But family, we how we do. We're gonna move to the next video. This is how we do. And we're going to touch on some things tonight. Just stay tuned. Don't you go nowhere. We're going to be right black. I see family coming in. Don't you go nowhere. Come right black because we turning up. I'm putting this up in your face. I expect you to keep it out here in the public. Be one that's going to speak up because Africa needs somebody to speak up. This shit wild. They in there like, man, this shit they in there like a serious cancer. This is almost, it ain't stage 5, but it's most definitely in certain areas it's stage 5. Certain areas is stage 4. Some areas is stage 3. You see? But it's some areas in Africa in dealing with these extremists where it's on the stage 5 level. Okay? Come right black. Family, this is General Cyrus Soon said he said, hey, arm yourself with knowledge, bang on that wicked ass beast, daily liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.